Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Finally a new review of a Lego Technic set. Right, I'm gonna do a double review this time because both these sets came out on exactly the same day. They priced exactly the same. There's slight difference in Lego pieces amount. However, they are very similar Lego sets. So I'm just gonna do a double review to spare you some time actually. Right, so we got a Ford Bronco and Ferrari FXX K. This is actually my first Ferrari from a Lego Technic. I didn't get a big Ferrari Daytona, so this is my first one, and I'm glad that I bought it. The same with the Ford Bronco. This is the first Ford Bronco Lego Technic car that I can think about, so I'm really glad they chose that one. So yeah, both came out on the 1st of August. They both cost £54.99, and I think they both will go down in price relatively quickly, presumably even 1 or 2 months. You can expect these to cost about £45, maybe a little bit more, but comes holidays, maybe November, these will be £44 easily, as previous sets show. So you don't need to wait, so you don't need to buy it on the full price. Albeit it's quite low, £54.99 for these sets, especially that the Ford Bronco has over 900 Lego pieces, 943 to be exact, and Ferrari has, I need to have a look, 897 Lego pieces. The boxes are right behind me and there's information on them, so that's why I had to have a look. So what the main differences? Obviously completely different cars, however the build is very similar to them. They both have working engines that you can see. Ferrari has one at the back, Ford Bronco has one at the front. They both have very similar functionalities, and I love how Lego packs quite a lot of functionality into those smaller sets, sometimes bigger sets even missing that. However, in here they both have very similar ones. So the doors obviously open both in Ferrari and for Bronco. You can steer them. With the Ferrari, you steer them from the top. You can move the front axle using the gear at the top, the wheel at the top. And with the Ford Bronco, this is quite actually great solution, to be honest with you. You don't have the little gear knob at the top. You actually using a spare tire to move the front wheels, which I think is great. I really like that idea, and obviously you can't have that on Ferrari. You don't have a spare tire like that on Ferrari, but including using the spare tire to move the front wheels is fantastic idea. Obviously from Bronco as well, both door opens. However, the steering wheels don't do anything, so the steering wheels are not actually connected to the front tires. There were some sets where you could move the front wheels with the wheel and also with the gear knob on the top. In this case, the steering wheel doesn't do anything. And from Bronco, you can open the hood to reveal V6 engine, and as the wheels are spinning, the V6 also is working correctly. So that's really nice. And on those small sets, that's really good. It's actually really packed. I mean, it's also very sturdy, I must say. You can feel when you're holding this set that this over 900 Lego pieces are packed into this quite small dimensions of this car, and I really like that, because you know, if you give this to your younger brother or your kids, they're not gonna break it that easily. Yeah, maybe the mirrors will fall off, but other than that, they can't break that. I mean, obviously it's a Lego Technic set, so they are a bit more indestructible, but I had Lego Technic sets where you could break stuff easily. This one isn't the case. So yeah, Ford Bronco is an excellent set. Also, as we are with the Ford Bronco, it doesn't feature many stickers, which is a massive plus for me. I hate stickers and I hate applying them, especially on a smaller sets like Speed Champions. With this one, I think it had about 12, maybe 14 stickers in total, which is absolutely great. Most of them are reasonable size, maybe except two at the very back with the Ford and the Mustang logo. Other than that, really easy to apply, so that's a massive plus for me. With the Ferrari, well, the case is a little bit different. There's quite a lot of stickers. I think it's over 25 or something like that, or over 30 even. Didn't count all of them. There is a lot of them. However, most of them are quite big, and all of them, they fade in very well. So the sticker color matches the bricks themselves, the Technic elements. So there is no disproportion in color red in this case. So you can actually say where the sticker finishes, where it ends. This is actually done very well. So I like that. Sometimes you have some of the Technic sets, you have these proportions between the colors, and you can see, let's say, like on Porsche 911, you had different colors of white, different shades of white between the bricks and the stickers, and you could really tell when the sticker ends and when the brick starts. In here you don't. One big thing about this Ferrari, which you will notice straight away, are these massive wheel arches at the front wheels. There's massive gaps here, as you can see, between the tires and the wheel arch. Obviously it's not supposed to be like that. The original doesn't look like this, and they even include the pictures of the original in the manual. So yeah, which is a little bit strange that they created such a massive gap. This gap is much smaller at the rear wheel arch than it is at the front. So yeah, I don't know what went wrong there, but other than that gap, it looks brilliant. The rear diffuser looks absolutely excellent. I really like looking at it. It looks brilliant, especially that how the light is created here, how the lights are connected. And that looks pretty cool. The front looks amazing. Obviously, it looks proper like a real Ferrari. And with the Ferrari, I didn't finish actually. Obviously both doors open like so, but also the whole rear opens, revealing the engine, because it doesn't have a front hood to open. It has the whole rear that comes up, and the whole rear can be hauled up. If there's a stick in there, it can go in a hole, and you can hold up the whole rear cover, engine cover, revealing V12 engine, which obviously moves as the wheel move as well. Pretty neat, and I really like that. So yeah, from these two, I don't know which one is my favorite. I think if I could buy just one of these, I'll buy Ford Bronco, because it feels more sturdy when you're holding in your hand. You get more Lego pieces, so pounds per Lego piece ratio is better. It feels like it has slightly more playability because it's more sturdy. You know you're not gonna break it straight away. With Ferrari, it feels a little bit like some parts may come off easier, and I wouldn't give this to my son to play with, because I would just be worried that he's gonna apply too much pressure and something breaks. Ford Bronco, however, I feel like it's indestructible. And also the way the Ford Bronco looks in total, it looks like a proper 4x4 car. Yeah, I really like the look of the Ford Bronco. Obviously, it let me down down in the comments, let me know what you think about these two. Which one would you choose if you could choose just one of those? Or maybe you're just gonna buy both of those. Let me know as well. I like both of them, but I probably rate higher the front Bronco if I have to choose. Alright, so that was almost it. The last thing is the manual. In manuals we don't really have much information about the sets. There's only 2 pages at the very back showing the original and the Technic version together with the functionalities, and that's about it. The same with the Ford Bronco, same sort of manual, 2 pages showing the original and the Lego Technic version. And I think the Ford Bronco looks closer to the original than Ferrari, definitely, especially with the front wheel arch. But I'm not an expert, so what do I know? Lego Technic Ford Bronco SUV is rated 9+, the Ferrari is rated 10+. I think that's quite accurate because Ferrari has more smaller parts, and as far as I remember it took me a slightly longer to actually build than the Ford Bronco. Ford Bronco is more straightforward build, where Ferrari felt a little bit longer, but that could just be me. Obviously it has more complicated doors that open up, but although they don't fully open, as you can see, they only go up by that much. So if you be a real person want to squeeze in there, good luck to you. Impossible. But obviously luckily no one is that small to fit in. But obviously, this being my first Ferrari from Lego Technic, I really like it. Well, your opinion might be slightly different if you already own a few of these from the past. Alright, so let me know what you thought about this double review, and let me know what you think about this double set of Lego Technic cars. Again, they are already available from 1st of August, $54.99 for each one of them. I definitely recommend both of them. Yeah, and I will see you in the next review. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.